Hey, Coach, we're going to be taking a look at some free throw games that you can do in practice with your players, just to add some competition, maybe add a little bit of fatigue, but get your players better at free throw shooting. The first one is called Beat Them Free Throws, and you can pick anybody to beat. It could be each other. You could pretend that you're playing against maybe a rival or your next opponent that you have. But what we're going to do is we're going to split our teams up into two groups. So for us, we'd have gold and blue, put a blue team on one end or a gold team on the other end. And the first player up is going to shoot two free throws. Now, if they make the free throws, they get a point. If they miss it, you can either not have it count as anything, or they could subtract a point, or even make it subtract 2 points, depending on the level of play that you have. If you're varsity, you might have them subtract 2 points. If you're a freshman, maybe it's you don't subtract anything. Okay, so once they shoot their two free throws, the players who shot are going to switch ends of the floor, and as we see here, those two players are now on the free throw lane, ready to kind of rebound. And player 3 and 7 have stepped up here. They're going to shoot two free throws. We're going to add or subtract points accordingly, and then we're going to send those players to opposite ends. So what this does is it allows for your players to get a little bit competitive. They're kind of jawing back and forth at each other a little bit. You've got a little bit of competition because the points are going to be kept on the scoreboard, so that they know who's winning and who's losing. We might play to 20, 30, 40 points, might go to a certain number of makes. Maybe you give them time. It's a 5-minute thing, and they're going to have to make as many as they can. So there's a lot of ways to make this a competitive environment and add a little bit of pressure to them. So this is a great one to have your players shoot a lot of free throws and also make it competitive and fun in practice. The second drill that I want to show to you is a conditioning drill as well as a free throw shooting drill. We want our players to be used to shooting under fatigue. So we put our players in groups of 3. The first player up is going to shoot their two free throws with another player rebounding for them. The third player is actually running a down and back. Now that can be dribbling. A lot of times I like to add some part of a skill component to it. So that could be dribbling and give them different things to do. Maybe they've got to dribble while backpedaling. Maybe they've got to dribble 2 balls. Could be a lot of different things. But as soon as that player gets back from sprinting, they're going to step up and they'll be the shooter. So they have fatigue, they've got to hit 2 free throws. The rebounder becomes the sprinter, and the shooter becomes a rebounder. So again, put up a minute, 2 minutes on the clock, and have them go as many times as they can. You can have them do this until their group makes 10 free throws, and the first one to make 10 wins. Kind of make it competitive however you'd like to do that. You can also add and subtract points. If players make it, they get 1 point. If they miss it, they subtract a point. Makes it a little bit more difficult that way as well. The last drill I want to show you is pick a player. Pick a player is we're going to put groups of 3 there on each hoop, and we're just going to pick a player to step up there and to shoot. And the way that this adds a little bit of pressure is if they're going to shoot 2 free throws. If they miss the first one, it's an automatic down and back. If they make the first one, miss the second one, it might be something like 5 push-ups. If they miss them both, maybe they're going to do a half court and back or a full court and back sprint. Again, add a ball to it, 2-ball dribbling, have them do crossovers or something against an opponent. Maybe they play one-on-one going down and back. There's lots of things you can add, but try to add some sort of skill development in with the free throw shooting so they're not just running to run. Doesn't help out a whole lot. This could also be a way that you start a scrimmage. So hey, we're going to play this real quick. You are all going to get a chance to shoot. How many points you score, that's going to be how much you're up by or down by, depending on what the other team does when we scrimmage. So the free throw shooting has a direct impact on the game. So 3 great drills that you can use to help your team get better at shooting free throws, at handling pressure, and of course being competitive and hopefully getting that win.